Well, good after or good evening rather, and welcome to one of the classic colleges venues here at Dangan by the River Corrib. You can't see it here; it's in the darkness now in the background. But this is one of the classic colleges venues, and Joe McKeown is with me, and we're here for the Electric Ireland Freshers Division 1 final. The camera's going to pan up and show the players on the pitch. Great atmosphere here, assured, and it's going to be a classic game, is it, Joe? You know all these lads, and this is the cream.
Yeah, it's the cream, and it's the next generation that we're looking for to be playing Fitzgibbon hurling in time to come. There's a lot of very talented young lads out there from both sides, and it promises to be a real close encounter. So hopefully, unlike other years, it's going to be a real close game.
Yeah, we were here last year. It was very one-sided, but this is going to be a lot closer. You think?
A lot closer. In their group stage, it was very tight. So I'd imagine NUIG were unlucky to come out by
University of Galway.
Oh,
I'm
sorry,
correct you already there.
University of Galway, of course, Jerome. University of Galway.
Last year, I mean, the year before, as you say, there's a lot of change in the names, but it's University of Galway. Sorry to correct you, but we have to get that right from the start.
Yes, University of Galway lost out very narrowly here to UL by a point. It was a very tight group. UL lost to Mary NUIG or University of Galway bet Mary and LIT lost narrowly to all three teams. So it made it a really tight group, and of course their paths to the final. University of Galway, I suppose, have been that bit more convincing in getting here. UL left it very late against DCU to break their hearts up there with the last minute goal. So it promises to be a brilliant spectacle, and hopefully we see some good hurling.
All right, well, you know these lads, as I say, pick out a few of them for me. I don't know if you can pick out, you probably could pick out the whole team, but try and pick out a few from each side for us to watch out. I mean, obviously the captains are out. We'll go through the teams in a minute. The whole teams. Ian McNamara is captaining University of Limerick, and you have Gavin Lee at centre half back there for University of Galway from Clarenbridge. He's captaining them. But who else are we looking at that might be a bit special?
Well, for UL, you're looking at Sean Rinn there from Mina Killamone and Clare. He'd be a very strong up-and-coming hurler. He's also a dual star, a very good footballer as well. So he's someone to in attack for University of Limerick. And I suppose from University of Galway, Gavin Lee at centre-back from Clarenbridge has a bit of experience with inter-county at higher levels. So he's a real big player. From Darren Neary from Castlegar as well. And of course you've got the duo inside of Liam Collins from Capitagal and Liam Lean from Clarenbridge. They're the real standout players to look at this evening.
Now, this time last year, I think you said on the commentary that the UL team was the best freshers hurling team you've ever seen. You're looking at me thinking, did I say that? You did say that. I don't think we're quite maybe at that standard this time, do you think? Or
no, and that was probably an over-exaggeration.
But that's why we love you. That's why we get you on.
Considering they went on to win the Fitzgibbon at such ease this year,
well,
and a lot of them,
and
I think 5 of them went through.
They won intermediate in UL as well, so they're winning everything. So
this UL team wouldn't be as strong as other years in Fresher. It's probably one of their weaker teams in the last 7 or 8 years. But in saying that, they've made it this far. They've, I suppose, rode their luck at times, but they're going to be plenty good. There's no fear of that. They just don't have maybe as standout hurlers as other years.
And it is on YouTube, on Higher Education GAA YouTube, so feel free to leave a comment there as the game goes on. It is the Electric Ireland Freshers, a Division 1 Championship final. Before Christmas we had the league final and we streamed it as well now, and it was a bit one-sided. Now, you mentioned Keith Smith. He scored the only goal that night early in the second half, and he killed 3 men. And I love as well, number 28 for them is a Donegal man. In the middle of all that, a guy from Donegal called Chris Murray as well. So a whole mixture right across the board, and it's the beauty of colleges level hurling, isn't it?
Yeah, it's terrific. And I suppose this year, above other years for University of Limerick, is they have that greater reach in terms of clubs and counties. Often they would have a kind of a big Limerick base, a big Clare base, and a good few tip guys as well. But this year they seem to have a broader pick. So look at it. It's interesting to see how it's going to go. As you said, Galway's predominantly, it's a University of Galway's predominantly Galway. These lads will play a lot together under 20s and stuff for Galway, so they'll know each other. So obviously home advantage might be beneficial as well.
Let me go through the teams then. University of Limerick, UL, Conor Hanley Clark in goals from Kilmallock. Number 2, their vice captain Joe Hochter from Offaly. 3, Ian McNamara. 4, Evan O'Leary from Limerick. 5, Oisin Walsh from 4 Mile Water and Waterford. 6, John Keneally from Clare. Feel free to interrupt me if I get any of these names wrong.
No.
7, Mike Fitzpatrick from Drummond and Tip. Midfield for UL, you have Ronan O'Connor from Clare, Joe Fitzgerald from Monaleen and Limerick. Number 10 is Liam Dennehy from Glenroe in Limerick. 11, Sean Rinn that you mentioned. 12, Sean Killeen from Cork, Liscarroll Club. 13, Dahi Keane from Galway. 14, Keith Smith, as we've mentioned. And 15, Sean O'Neill from Blackrock in Limerick. So do you want to give us a quick word on them, on that line out and what way they play?
Well, it's a very strong line out, and you'll see with UL they move the ball very direct. They don't play as short as some other teams. You'll see University of Galway playing a little bit shorter, a little bit more possession based. But University of Limerick are happy to let the ball go, and they've got good forwards inside, so they pose a big threat.
University of Galway then in goals: Tommy Fahey from Tubber in Clare, 2 Cian Shaughnessy, 3 Evan Morgan, 4 Faker McDonough from Moycullen out the road here, 5 Ben Haverty from Athenry, 6 Gavin Lee, 7 Cian Daniels from Tommy Larkins at midfield for Galway, 8 Colin Malloy, 9 Darren Neary from Castlegar. In the forwards, 10 Michael Malloy, not related to Colin, at number 8, 11 Charlie Mitchell, he's from Offaly, 12 is Liam Collins from Capitagal. At full forward line, 13 Matthew O'Connor, 14 Liam Lean from Clarenbridge, and 15 Fergus Haney from Salthill, Knocknacara. Not too far from here at all, and we are really looking forward to a cracking match. Conditions are good too. Niall Malone is the man in the middle, the referee from Clare as well, and we're looking forward to this. It's for the John Corcoran Cup, a UCC legend and the former Secretary of Higher Education, GAA as well. I've set it up, and the slither is about to be thrown in. It's UL in the white and University of Galway in the traditional maroon, and they have home advantage here in Dangan by the River Corrib just behind us here, and we're going to get a score in the first few seconds of the game. Well, there you go. What a start that is. What was that, about 7 or 8 seconds put over the bar, and was it Ronan O'Connor, I think, from Clare, who got the first score of the game, Joe?
Ronan O'Connor, yeah, ball broke to Sean Rinn, he flicked it out nicely to his county man, Ronan O'Connor, and it's a brilliant score on the run.
Now, interesting start to the game, and a lot of interested spectators in the crowd over on the far side on the hill here in Dangan for this game. Lots of interest to see these teams, and of course it is freshers, which means that the team who was here last year have gone. It's a whole new group again. That's the beauty of the game at this level as well, and a free awarded there. And where's he going to take it from? I thought, what's he doing with the ball? It's a University of Galway free, and it's Liam Collins who is going to come over and take a fair distance out, but probably no bother to him.
He was just sportingly standing on the ball, putting it in the ground for him. So
yeah, very nice of him. Just check it.
There's no real breeze here, Jerome, either this evening, so it's a perfect evening for striking.
Yeah, no excuses at all. And he's really, what, about 20 metres just across from us here. Again, I'm trying to whisper in case he hears us, don't want to put him off. Will this be the equaliser? He's drilled it maybe to the right. I think it's gone. Yeah, he's missed it. He's put it to the right and wide, which is a wee bit of a surprise on his home ground here. But it remains 1 point to no score. Sorry, we've lost the scoreboard there off our pictures, but we will keep you up to date with it. It is 1 point to 0 for UL, and there's a free for them. And I don't know, is it an illusion or is it a smaller pitch here?
I would say it's a somewhat of an illusion.
It's a tight, compact venue. And
it's just because the crowd is close to the pitch at times, but it's a brilliant surface there this evening now, and it's a very handy free UL here. A throw ball coming out by the wing back there for University of Galway. So
you'll love this. When we came here a couple of hours ago, there was boys playing football on it, but they chased them off it.
Oh yeah, what fear they damage it.
Proper order. And now there you see the bank of people on the far side here for this game. Will UL go 2 up? And they do what University of Galway didn't do at the other end. So it's 2 points to no score for the defending champions. And I say defending champions, Joe, I mean they've been in, I think, the last 6 finals, and they've won 3 of them, so an incredible record. But last year really was the glory year, the best hurling freshers team possibly, arguably, ever.
Well, as I said, it's translated into Fitzgibbon success for them, so it all starts at fresher level, and that's the big thing, and that's what University of Galway will be looking to try and get a first win in a long time in a fresher competition.
It's a production line, isn't it?
Yep.
At UL, though, whatever they're doing down there, they're doing it right. So, they won the league, they've won the Fitz, they won the intermediate as well, and they're going to try and win this back to back. What are they doing down there?
They just have good courses, good facilities, and cheap pints.
That's key. Now, can they get one back after conceding the first 2? Way over on that side and going off his left side as well, but no bother to him as well, and that is 2-1 now. Now, from this puck out, what's the strategy here, Joe, do you think?
I'd say they're going to probably go as long as they can.
Yeah, that's simple. That's where they got the free a couple of minutes ago. So he's trying to get possession there again. Intercepted, no. Let's see, number 14 all the way out there, that's Liam Lean. And a free awarded there.
Yeah, Liam Dean is a very busy, industrious kind of hurler. It was kind of unlikely he'd be in and around the square anyway. He'd be out around the pitch picking up a lot of loose ball. But it's interesting, University of Galway really pushing up on UL's puck out and forcing them to go along. So something to watch for the rest of the game.
Press there, yeah. And what does that mean tactically now? Is Liam Lean coming out? Are they leaving 2 up or sweepers?
Yeah,
or
they'll be leaving.
They're
Leaving 2 inside.
I'd put that down into the corner as they look for an equaliser. Again, apologies, there's no scoreboard at the minute, but it's 2-1, and that should be 2-2, and it is. So they've cancelled out the good start from University of Limerick, the home team, back on level terms, 2 points each, and this time they do manage to go shorter. The press wasn't as good as it was before, but they have got the ball. So have they got it? No, they haven't. It's UL bursting out with it over halfway, and this is their centre half back, John Keneally. Thought he might go for his own score, but he puts it into the corner. Ronan O'Connor is there, and off he goes. No, actually it's not. It's number 18.
Adam
Surely he hasn't scored from there, as you know he hasn't. I saw the number 8 and I thought, what's he doing down there? But I didn't see the one. So yeah, so obviously he's a starter that we didn't know about. So Adam Fitzgerald, number 18, is on. But audacious to go from there, wasn't it?
Yeah, but he'd be disappointed not to capitalise. He'd made a good run. So
way over on that far corner. University of Galway trying to clear their lines, and they do. Some of them are wearing black shorts and some of them are wearing white shorts, but they're definitely wearing maroon. There's a chance here of a goal. They've got in behind right away, and it's, oh my goodness, what a save. It was Sean Rinn, or rather it was Charlie Mitchell, the offline man, and I thought he was sure to score, and he didn't.
it's a good score though. They recycled possession well, and it's a good score from Colin Malloy from Leitrim Killadima. But as you said, a brilliant save by the goalkeeper there, Jerome.
You'd be really disappointed not getting a goal out of that, wouldn't you? When you get in behind, you not have many opportunities like that.
He's a brilliant keeper, like Conor Henley Clark there from Kilmallock. He's a star of the Limerick underage teams.
Yeah, he had a great game in the league as well, and he likes to come up and take a few frees as well. Right, this is Sean Killeen for University of Limerick. They spread the play over to Sean Rinn. Sean doesn't need ask twice, and he drills that beautifully over the bar, and our camera right behind it. And actually there was a little bit of debate, and now the umpire puts a flag up, and the Galway people over there were debating that. There was no question.
No, it was a brilliant score, and they will look for the likes of Sean Rinn to go into those pockets left to right, pick up loose ball, and he's a brilliant finisher. 3
points to 2 for University of Limerick against University of Galway in the maroon. Good strong play there by Cian Daniels. And they go for that diagonal ball, but it's been swept up. This is Mike Fitzpatrick, number 7 for UL. And they are coming out of defence. Slips there maybe, the centre half back John Keneally. University of Galway have it back, and this is the man we were talking about who's come out around the middle of the field. That's Liam Lean, and that drops in to the hands of Hanley Clark. A little bit soft, a little bit too easy. Now they go long, very long, and it spills. Who's going to win this race? There's a 34 in there. I haven't spotted him so far, but 34 is in. I didn't know there was a 34 in the team programme. Hadn't seen that, but we'll check that in a second. More importantly, they've got, no, they haven't. That's dropped short as well. Yeah. Thought that was certain to go over the bar there from Keith Smith, but it dropped short. So chances at both ends, and both have dropped short. Now, where's this going to break? The last time there was a goal opportunity here, but that's good defending by the captain, Ian McNamara, keeping the door shut there. And this is Ronan O'Connor, definitely the number 8 this time, not 18, and he gets on it again. Got the first score of the game. It's Ronan in the yellow helmet. Now into that corner. He's trying to come inside, but loses the ball and has to come back out again. And surely this will go over the bar from there, you would imagine, to make it 4. No, he's put it wide to the right. In your programme there, have you got the 34?
No, there's no 34.
There's no 34. Yeah, I didn't think we had a 34, so there's a programme given out here, so don't know who the 34 is, but if somebody knows, feel free to leave a comment there on the YouTube live chat.
It's interesting, as we spoke about beforehand, the use of ball from University of Galway is they're really playing their sharp balls, and then that deliberate ball into 2-man for forward line. You'll have to be very careful of that.
Yeah, well, they nearly got a goal from it, so Ian McNamara the last time sort of closed that door, didn't he? But yeah, you're right, they're going to have to be.
There's a lot of space in there. If you look in, 40 yards of space.
Yeah, well, I guess that's from Liam Lean coming out as well, isn't it? Now their ball is going in again, but it's gone into the corner, not through the middle, but still they'll look to get a run on it. They've men over, or they'll just take that score, will he? And it's gone over indeed, and I think that's 4-3. You're keeping note of this for us, yeah? 4-3?
Yeah, 4-3, yeah.
4 points to 3 for University of Limerick. Sorry, it's not on the screen there at the minute, but the score is 4 points to 3 for University of Limerick against University of Galway. This is UL in the white. And as you say, Joe, they go short and then they go long, but that one is going to come straight back at them. A lot of the play seems to be over on that far side, and it's a little bit darker over there, certainly from here anyway, it seems, so it's hard to follow it. Wish they'd come over here. Play a wee bit of game down this side. I'm sure they will, because there's no reason why they should. There's no wind or anything to talk about. There's a race for possession into the corner in this side now. But I'm going to complain this side about boys being on the pitch. We can't see beyond them into the corner. The camera can get it, but we're at ground level. So I'm looking past, is it Mike O'Connor and a few people like that on the sideline, right down into the corner. But that's Colleges for you. Colleges hurling. And this comes out now. And this is number 13, Matthew O'Connor for University of Galway. And has he got a score there? No, he hasn't.
I think that was, yeah, right decision. But as I said, you know, this distribution of ball seems to be really a real struggle for UL at the moment, and the other side of it, they don't seem to be able to win their own primary ball as well, so they might have to look at going a little bit shorter.
Well, he went quick that time, and he got it out there, but it didn't get to the intended target either, so yeah, they are struggling that way. And yet they're a point up, but they don't seem to have had the majority of the play. Would that be fair to say?
Well, I just think, as I said, University of Galway have used the ball a lot better, but UL are a nice hurling team, so they're still in it.
And there might be a chance for them. This is good play, Dahi Keane. And he gets out and off his left side as he put that over.
It's gone wide.
It has gone wide, yeah. I could tell by the body language there, he's missed that.
They've been a little bit wasteful in some of the opportunities they have had. UL, you know, they seem to be taking them on from more difficult angles and areas of the pitch.
This is Tommy Fahy from Tubber and Clare, one of only 2 non-Galway men in the starting 15 on the University of Galway team. The goalkeeper, now O'Connor, gets it at the second time of asking and slips it to his midfield partner Joe Fitzgerald, and off goes Joe, slips it out. Chance for the number 18 Adam Fitzgerald to score, and he does score. He's got it this time, and that's 5 points to 3 now. Nice score and good play with the 2 midfielders there.
4-all.
4-all, sorry, I'm getting mixed up.
4-all, yeah, and again, it's notable that they created that chance from going that little bit more through the hands, you know.
Oof. I heard that, I felt that wherever that hurl ended up, where the butt of the hurl hit somebody's hand, it seemed, but nothing doing. We play on, and that's popped in there by Oisin Walsh. It's going to come straight back out again. Good defending by the fullback Evan Morgan for University of Galway, but turned over. They're calling a throw ball. Very hard for us to see from there, but they're all claiming it, and that one's another wide.
Another poor wide.
Yeah, it's a bit of a patchy start, isn't it? You know, with the wides and that, and nobody really in control. Certainly not quite the quality that we had last year. Liam Lean, who we were talking about, going for a score from serious distance, but he misses as well.
There seems to be a big feeling out process going on here at the moment. Both sides aren't really sure what they're dealing with.
Yeah, nobody really in control. Oh, but hold on a minute, there's a chance here for Sean Killeen. He's got in behind and off he goes. They're shouting over the bar, but I think he's got goal in his mind, but he's not going to get either. He stopped. The referee, I thought the referee had blown, but no, we're playing on. University of Galway tackling in numbers there. Real scrap for possession. Still might end up on a score for UL. 4 points each, and it's going to be a free out, and over carrying the decision there.
Yeah, he was well bottled up there by the University of Galway backs. At the moment, I know it's very close, obviously, in terms of the score and that, but it seems that the University of Galway's backs have the measure of UL's forwards at the moment, but as you can see there from that little snippet of a chance that we had here for UL, it can turn very quickly. They've got a lot of pace.
Goalkeeper's come out to take this, and he's just put it right down the line, and it's going to go over the line. But yeah, an interesting start, but not electric.
No.
Close, and maybe the defence is on top, I think. so far. We are working on the scoreboard, but it is 4 points each. Joe McKeown is keeping me right. Usually a scoreboard in the ground here. There was one at this final last year, but not tonight.
Cutbacks.
Cutbacks, that's it. 4 points each. And that one drifts out of play. And quite a few tame wides. But as you say, nobody really establishing themselves and really, you know, putting their print on this game and saying this is the way we're going and we're a real danger. They're just sort of cancelling each other out, which makes it an interesting game in itself. And look, that one given away rather easily. Well taken, well plucked out of the sky. And has he got a score? That's a nice effort by Colin Malloy. And there you go, there's a bit of quality.
Yeah, it's just the game just needs to burst into life. We need a couple of more quality scores like that. But that was a brilliant score. But poorly given away by the UL defence as well, you know.
And is it because they're not able to find their forwards, whatever way they're drilling it up there? They're not getting it and the forwards aren't winning it. Maybe it's the University of Galway defence is part of that as well. But we'll come to that in a second. So let's follow the play when the ball is in play. And University of Galway again looking to take a 2-point lead. And it's the other midfielder, Darren Neary from Castlegar. You picked him out before the game, Joe, and that's why? Yeah,
that's a brilliant score. He's a super athlete. Very good at every sport he plays. It's soccer, football, hurling. But that was a terrific score on the run.
Well, now they have taken a 2-point lead, 6 points to 4 for University of Galway, and maybe they are now establishing a little bit of control.
You see, they're winning no primary ball in their half-forward line, so they're being forced to go short with the puck out.
Yeah, UL.
Yeah, and it's not helping them.
And the referee has given that decision for University of Galway. They're winning all the ball and they seem to be winning the freeze and they're starting to get the scores, so they are now looking the better team in the last 3 or 4 minutes. They lead by 6 points to 4. And this fella, Liam Collins,
Capitagle man.
Yeah, and he had one from just over to the left a wee bit about 10 minutes ago and he missed that one. Has he got his range now?
It's a difficult free from here now again.
A little bit further out, or because I'm putting the Scud on him, or both?
Both.
We'll see. Nice connection, but it's gone to the right again, you know. It has, and it's exactly the same as the last one, a little bit further out, but he's missed it.
Yep.
And they still keep their lead. What did I say? 6-4?
6-4, yeah, 2 points up.
6-4 it is, 2 points up, just to keep you up to date with that. But UL not winning many ball, but they've won this one. Have to come out to O'Connor and he grabs it and bursts through 2 players. He might get his own score, but he's bottled up, is he there? There's 3 or 4 players coming to meet him and they do, but he keeps persisting. And eventually University of Galway get it off him. He was trying to do it all himself there. And look where Lean is. Lean's all the way back up the pitch. Now they put it into, usually we'd expect the 14 to be, but that's the game that he's playing. Instead it's off into the left corner. He's coming in. And he's met and he loses it. That was Colin Malloy trying to get through, but I think the referee's given him a free.
Yeah, there was a little clip across the helmet, I think, when he turned back in, so fair enough free.
Chance to go 7-4 then. Wee bit of a break here. Joe, tell us what you're doing this year and where you are college-wise and club-wise. And
yeah, well, we're still obviously ATU we've become this year as opposed to previously GMIT, so we've had a year, I suppose, in Fitzgibbon. We were unlucky enough against UCC, lost out by 4 points down there in a quarter-final, so it was quite a good year in terms of that. Fresher, we were in Fresher 2, lost out sadly last week to Carlow, who were just that bit stronger than us on the day, so that's kind of us wrapped up now in terms of college stuff for the year. In clubs we're involved in different things with football and hurling, so I've become a dual purpose, multi-purpose manager now in that. So
well, what hurling club are you with this year?
I'm with a couple of doing S&C for a couple of clubs, and I'm training Father Griffin's Rogue footballers here in the city. So
nice. And Collins there put it over, so that's 7-4, Joe.
7-4, yeah.
7 points to 4 for University of Galway. That's at least 3 in a row, maybe 4 in a row actually for them, and this is the man who got that score. A lot closer in than his previous opportunities, and he took it. You saw what he was trying to do there. He was trying to find Charlie Mitchell, but Charlie just wasn't able to grab it. And UL get a chance here, but they've lost their way a little bit now, so they need to work it through, and they are doing that, working it through the lines, and that's just gone over the head. You could see what they were trying to do, and Sean Killeen was there, but it was just too powerful, and University of Galway are proving too powerful in the last 5 or 6 minutes. Lean doing really well, spins there and leaves it off to Gavin Lee, the captain, and that's a captain's point. The man from Claren Bridge has scored that beautifully, and they've been scoring a few like that over the 5 minutes, and they are starting to impose themselves.
The score of the game, Jerome, definitely the way they worked it through, but again it comes from a misplaced pass from UL, and they'll be really concerned in the fact that they can't seem to get up and get into attacking positions. So University of Galway will be delighted with the way they've settled into it.
They're really punishing them, aren't they?
They're punishing them now the last 5 minutes anyway.
Right, they try another angle at attack, UL. Does it work? Well, it's fallen there for Keith Smith. And is he, it's gone wide. I was going to say that was a rival for score of the game, but he's missed it. And they've missed quite a few, but at least they won that ball when it got in there.
They need he's playing in the corner now at the moment, and I think they're probably trying to isolate him a little bit because he's a key man for them to get on the ball. But
this has gone high into the Dangan sky, and it's plucked out of the sky, and it's the number 5 Oisin Walsh for UL, and they deliberately put that low into the corner there from O'Connor, drilled it low in, and this is Smith now. Smith might give it back to O'Connor. Actually, no, he's giving it out to Killeen instead, and they've lost their way again, and they've given it away, and that's really sloppy once again. You just can't get going at the minute, UL. Nice little turn, and has he got a score as well? He has. Score. Lovely score, and I think that was Malloy again, or rather, Malloy, was
Malloy,
it?
Yeah, he's playing inside.
Yeah.
And he showed some great footwork there and a brilliant score, but as I said, UL will be really worried about the way this game is going.
Is that 8-4, Joe?
That is 9-4.
9-4, 9 points to 4. Sorry, there's no scoreboard there at the minute, but it is 9 points to 4 for University of Galway. And were they 4-3 down? I think it was something like that. So that's 6 in a row.
6 in a row, yeah. It's and the majority of them have been from play as well. So it's.
I'm hearing that there's going to be a change, and it is UL. You're not too surprised?
I thought they wanted me to make the change. They were saying to me.
Oh, they were calling Joe, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not surprised because something different has to happen now. It's not working out for them.
28 has been warmed up and brought forward. That's David Kennedy.
That's a poor wide there, Jerome, for University of Galway. It was a good opportunity to extend their lead from the free.
They bring on the sub now, so on comes Kennedy. Now, you mentioned that Smith was playing in the corner. Are they going to jig things a bit? I don't think he's in the corner now. He's come out. So where's Kennedy going? He looks to be going straight into full forward.
Yeah, and I think it's this man here is coming off.
Killeen.
Sean Killeen, yeah, from Liscarroll.
I feel sorry for him. I mean, 2 or 3 minutes ago, one of the balls was going to him, and it was way over his head. Like, it made him look bad, but I guess
he's had two poor wides.
Really?
I suppose maybe not.
They've all had 2 poor wides, but I suppose somebody has to come off.
Yeah.
Oh, lovely. Well taken out of the sky by the number 34. We don't know who that is. As I say, he started with that jersey, but we weren't given a 34. But it was a nice catch. But again, it just doesn't flow for UL.
I think it could be Keane Lynch. They might have brought up a secret.
Oh, is that what it is? I was thinking Granit Xhaka for Arsenal. He wears 34, but he might be busy tonight playing in the Premier League. That's the only 34 I know. Has that gone over? No, it's gone to the right and it's gone wide. And it's unfair to keep comparing with last year's final, I know, but it just isn't quite having the same fireworks as we had then.
The intensity is there, but just the quality and the quality of passing and stuff isn't there at the moment, you know.
To be fair, it's a good close game, whereas last year was very one-sided, and this could be very intriguing as the night goes on. And there's Lean, and he leaves it off nicely to Ben Haverty, and he puts it instantly into the corner. The man chasing it is Matthew O'Connor for University of Galway, but UL get it. Now, this is where they're okay with the ball, but where are they going to go with this one, Joe? As a coach, I mean, where would you... Now they're drilling that one here. That's a better ball, actually, and he takes it well. And that's the centre-half forward, Rin. And he comes inside, lovely little bit of play, and it works for him as well. They desperately need a score to get back into the game. He's doing it all himself. No support for him. Over the shoulder, surely not. From there, has he got it? They could do with a lift, and there is a lift. What a score, Joe!
Outrageous. Yeah, he has that kind of thing in his locker. He's very physically strong on the ball, and he was composed there. A brilliant score.
Took him on single-handed, as if to say, like, something's got to happen here.
Yeah, someone needs to take it by the scruff of the neck for them now. It's 9-5.
9 points to 5 for University of Galway against UL, who have the ball now with John Keneally, their centre half back. Again, this is the area where they are okay with the ball. That's Evan O'Leary, but can they make it pay? Now there's room in there, and it's actually well taken. And they have a chance, but maybe ill-advised to take that option from there, and he had more time maybe than he realised. Right over in the corner by the lane.
Fikar McDonough was fouled there, coming out for University of Galway.
Free out it is. People asking on the side here, how long's left? We must be near half time. So no fireworks just yet, but an interesting game. And University of Galway in command, but UL just coming back into it the last minute or two. And as I say that, is that a score for Galway? It is, and that's a nice one. How many times have they done that, Joe, where they've won it on the right, come inside and got a score off it?
Yeah, well, as I said, they seem to be, whether it's good place balls in or running directly through the middle, they seem to have UL's number in that. But as you said, UL just starting to show signs of a bit of a revival in them.
They're trying to, and they're trying to get it to this man who got the score a minute ago. It's Rinn again. Off he goes. They'd love a goal before half time, and he's got goal on his mind, but he ends up on the ground, and the sideline in front of us not happy with that. Direct playing. Let's follow the play up at the other end now. Let's see. But University of Galway have their measure up here, and it's that man Colin Malloy again, one of the players of the first half, along with Liam Lean. But the coaches in front of us want the referee to check with his umpire about what happened there, because Sean Rinn is still in a heap up there, and he was trying to do what he did a minute ago, Joe. He was trying to do it all himself, but he just ran into a lot of traffic.
He would have been more advised to flick it over the bar when he got the opportunity. It was very difficult from that angle and bodies around him, but just when he struck the ball, he got a bit of a late hit. I don't think it was as horrific as maybe some of our colleagues here to our left think it was, but it probably winded him. But it's a real sucker punch. Then it goes down the pitch, and it's a brilliant score again from Malloy, who's had a brilliant first half. Playing inside is really suiting him. He's got a lot of pace, and it's troubling UL.
It's a sign of frustration, isn't it, though, when you see a player, and yes, we want him to grab it by the scruff of the neck, but it's like he's thinking, I have to do this all myself. He's not playing for the team at this point. He's trying to do it all himself, and that's a sign like he thinks maybe the things aren't working out for us, and tries to do it, but you can't do it all yourself.
No, but he's not getting much support at the moment, so someone's going to need to stand up with him.
Exactly, yeah. So coming up to half time, it might be a good time to have half time, if you like, for them to get in there and have a chat. And they're still well in this game, but they just haven't got flowing, and there's another example of it.
Yeah, it's very scrappy from UL. They haven't got up to the pace of the game, and as I said, their handling and their distribution of ball has been very poor.
Right, that's Fergus Haney from Salthill Knocknacarra, the number 15 involved there with a red helmet, but it's UL who get possession and grab it and instantly put it low into the corner, and they're looking for this fella who is up and fit and flying, and that's a super score for him. Yeah, he's recovered, Joe, I think you could say.
You can definitely say he's recovered now, and it was a much needed score, 11-6.
And they're just looking for him every time now. I mean, that's 2 he's got, and he could have had 3 in the last 3 attacks.
Well, if I was them, I'd put him and Mark Smith or Keith Smith inside, because they're the 2 most likely to cause a bit of danger. But
here he is again.
He's
got a bit of pace about him when he gets the ball, and he drives forward. He wants his own score off his left side, and that's not going to reach. Goalkeeper comes out to deal with it. Steps, they're shouting, and no, the referee's giving him a free, I think.
It was a brilliant hook by Gavin Lee on Sean Rinn there just as he was about to pull the trigger, so it took the sting off his shot. Free out for University of Galway either way.
It is. And just to remind everyone, the score again, 11-6?
Yep.
11 points to 6 for University of Galway against UL. So 5 points in it, and that's probably a fair reflection on the first half. Now that goes very, very long, but it's UL. Do they have it? Thought they had it. Yeah, they do have it now. And they get an attack. It's that number 34 right in front of us at pace. My goodness, I was hoping they didn't give him a nudge, because he would have ended up on top of us. That's how close we are to the action. That's a great effort. Is it over? No, it's gone to the left. That was deceptive from this angle. I thought it was going to go over, but it did not. And it's cleared by Evan Morgan. They were shouting for him to be hooked, but that has gone straight down the throat of the sweeper. They go short, trying to play it through the lines, giving it to that man Rinn again. hooked the last time, but this time he gives it
all the way.
Oh, it's over the bar, and it's Mike Fitzpatrick from Drummond Inch in Tipperary, and that's much better, and they're finding their men better and getting it to the shooters in the right positions.
Yep, 4-point game now after, I suppose, a somewhat dominant first half from University of Galway.
Particularly in the middle of the half, wasn't
yeah,
it?
well, UL will be happy enough to be within 4.
But you were saying, I mean, some of the attacks were sloppy, they were giving the ball away, but it was University of Galway who gave the ball away that last time. They gave it straight down the throat of the sweeper in there, and now UL have got a free as well, and the keeper's coming out to take it. I told you he likes to do these. Connor Hanley-Clark from Kilmallock.
This will be well within his range now.
Yeah, he put a few over in that freeze in Knight and Clonard at the league final before Christmas. His dad's a famous player. Didn't he win an All-Star or something back in the day? Do you know, Clark?
Probably a couple of years before I came into this world.
So here we go. Will he do? Oh, he certainly gets plenty on it. It's not just going over the bar, it's gone well over the bar, and that's a super score.
Yep.
You were absolutely spot on, Joe.
He had plenty to spare in that. Another
3 in it.
Yeah, 3 in it.
So they come right back into this game. And now it's the other goalkeeper, Tommy Fahy. Goes down that right side. He's favoured that side a lot. And no wonder they've come in and got a lot of scores from that side. Oh, and they've given that away, have they? That's a bit sloppy again in defence. Or you could say it's good forward play coming back. I think it was Malloy again. He's wearing 8, but he's playing further forwards. Now, UL have won a lot of these scraps in the last 5 or 6 minutes, but it's University of Galway this time. And it's Lean, one of the players of the first half. Can they get in behind them? Not a goal? Yeah, no, it's that keeper again, or maybe come off the post. Referee blows his whistle. And has he given a free?
I think there was advantage being played.
He's brought it back, yeah. But they're dangerous when they get up there. There's a couple of times they've got through. Not for a while, but I thought there might have been a goal on. And Lean's had a really good first half. He's so influential.
Yeah, he's a very busy player, and he seems to have went back in a little bit more close to the goal now, and I suppose they'll need a couple of scores just to give them a bit of a run for the second half as well.
He does things so quickly when he's in tight situations. He created a free earlier on, and that was good play again there.
There should be a handy tap over.
You would think so for Liam Collins to stretch it to 4 again, and it is 4-point lead. So give us the score again, Joe.
12-8.
12 points for University of Galway, 8 points to UL. I think we could maybe develop a new catchphrase here. Instead of talk to Joe, give us a score, Joe.
What's the score, Joe?
We'll try and get the scoreboard up for the start of the second half, so apologies for that. But that is the score, 4 points in it. And Joe McKeown, is that a fair reflection on the first half as the management have a little chat about that?
I think so. I think from a UL perspective, they'll be fairly delighted to be only 4 points down because things haven't fired particularly well for them. So it sets it up for a good contest in the second half. UL are going to have to try and change tact a little bit in the second half. I think they're a little bit more mobile if they can get going, but the distribution of ball needs to improve an awful lot. It's been very poor in that first half. From a University of Galway perspective, I'd say they'll be just trying to have more phases of purple patches like they had in that first half, and they look quite good as well. So it's an intriguing one at the moment.
It certainly is. We'll take a break. We'll be back in 2 or 3 minutes. They're not going up the lane to the dressing room, so I'd imagine they'll restart this in about 3 or 4 minutes' time. We'll be back for the start of the second half. One change for the second half from UL, 19 for 13. So Dahi Keane goes off there in white, or he is replaced by Jarlath Collins. And also we found out who 34 is. It's actually Sean O'Neill. Should have been wearing 15 from the start from Blackrock and Limerick. So that is who the 34 has been in the first half. The second half starts with University of Galway leading, and it is this man leading from the front, Liam Lean. What a game he has had, and he's fouled in there. He goes to ground, and they get a free, which has got to be a certain score right away. We have the scoreboard working now, so we'll see if that takes over. It should now go to 13-8, and a good start to the second half for the home team here, Joe.
Yeah, a real good drive and run from Liam Lean from midfield. I think a bit soft in the free, but I suppose when you're going that pace and you go to ground, you're likely to get the free. But a brilliant run by him.
And it should be Liam Collins from Capitagle getting, I think, maybe his third, maybe fourth off the game, and indeed it goes to 13 points to get a 5-point lead. Good determined start to the second half, even though the UL boys were down below us to the left in a huddle just before the start, and they were given some stirring words, but they have conceded right away in the first minute of the second half of this Electric Ireland Freshers Division 1 final, and it's University of Galway doing rather well, and the goalkeeper does well there. Oh, hold on a minute. There's trouble ahead. Have they lost it? UL trying to capitalise, but they can't.
Throw a ball, free out.
And Joe, you were saying to me before we come on, it's a long time since University of Galway, previously NUIG, have won this.
Yeah, it's looking at, I think, around 18 years, Jerome, since, so it's they're well overdue for such a big university. They should be winning more of these, but I'm sure if they win it this evening, it'll make up for the ones they've lost.
Yeah, they'll be delighted to win it, and they have this guy playing, and all sorts of tricks from Liam Lean as well. That's wonderful from him. I was saying that he works well in tight situations. He got it to Cian Daniels there with a few spins and pirouettes and tricks, and they are on the attack trying to get their second score of the second half. But UL, I think, are going to clear their lines. It's hard to see who's there. No, University of Galway still have it, and the man calling for it is Michael Malloy, number 10 in the middle, but it's not going to get there. Just in front of the hill on the far side, battling it out there. Crowd enjoying it on this lovely, still, cool night at the start of March in the Electric Ireland competitions, championship time. In the league, it was freezing in the final down in Clonard back in, was it late November, early December? Not quite as cold as that tonight, thank goodness. And off to go again down the line. It's UL, but now he comes inside. That's a good diagonal ball. And he just wasn't able to collect it there. Keith Smith, he just hasn't got going tonight. And instead, it's University of Galway finding their men all of the time, and that's a super effort, and it's Gavin Lee, and it's the captain, and a super score. And there you just see the contrast between the two teams' leadership from the captain from Clarenbridge.
Yeah, it's noticeable from both sides already at the start of the second half that there's way more of a bite, way more of an intensity. So obviously the penny has dropped in terms of what the occasion and the prize is on this, but it's a brilliant start again by University of Galway to the second half.
But it's hard to explain. I mean, that ball came in there to Keith Smith. He gets out in front, does everything right, and the ball just bobbles over his stick. Yeah,
it's just not happening for him this evening. He's a very talented hurler, but it's just not literally coming up for him this evening. So they'll need a big 25 or 6 minutes from him if they're to have any hope of turning this tide.
And then, in contrast, University of Galway, nice short ball, straight into the hurl, and he just pops it over the bar.
Yeah, but it's a big score. Gavin Lee coming up from centre back there. It's psychologically a big score for them. So
he did that in the first half too, and they have 2 points now in the second half. They lead by 6. So, you know, UL was saying they got a few stirring words at half time, and they were looking to close the gap. Instead, it's going out to 6. Not insurmountable, but still. Now there's their fullback and their captain, Ian McNamara. They're trying to work it, and they are working it through the lines, through the hands. That's a good determined run now. Whoa, that's a run from the centre half back. That's Keneally, taking them all on his own, and he gets his free out of it. But, well, maybe that's what they need.
Yeah, very good positive forward drive from him. He's a very important player for his club at home, Clooney Quinn and Clare, and they'll need a couple more of those lung bursting runs from him to get themselves going again. But this should be a very straightforward tap over here again.
As soon as he went off like that, it reminded me of being here this time last year. Remember some of the runs through the middle, were unbelievable. I can't remember who it
Colin
was.
Coughlin.
Was it Coughlin? Yeah,
Moved
that's
on
right.
to-
Yeah. Oh my goodness, what a sight he was, and he's a giant, and at such pace as well. It was a little bit like that.
Yeah, and he's a man who's, we tipped, I suppose, in fairness, would go on to for greater things, and is already achieving them. So was an integral part of their Fitzgibbon winning team this year.
And that's where you see it first. You see it here. You see these lads here. Or you see them more than me, probably. But it's great to see them at this level. UL haven't got the start to the second half they wanted, so they brought on number 17 now. Another change, and it's Anthony Leyden coming on. And
18 has gone off.
18 has gone off. He was on from the start, and that's Adam Fitzgerald. And I see the coach out as well, making a few positional switches. They're trying to shake it up again. So whatever they decided to start with at the second half isn't working either. But hold on, this one might bounce for them or drop for them, and it has. So they've got it, but again, it just doesn't come into the hand for them, does it? It's just not working. They need a little bit of a spark from somewhere, and that's Lean. Oh my goodness, that's magic. That's magic from Lean, and he's at a super game. He deserves that. He has brought great energy and creativity to the game, and he deserves that. And that's 3 in a row now.
Yeah, and Charlie Mitchell there, centre forward for University of Galway, has done a power of work, and it probably unnoticed kind of work, but again, it was a lovely little flick out to Lean and a brilliant score.
So 14 plays 9.
The scores are coming that little bit easier, 15-9.
15-9, it is 15-9. I was looking at, so that's why I sort of hesitated there. Yeah, 15, there it is now. 6-point game, or is it a 7-point game?
6.
It is 6?
Yep.
I thought it was 6 a minute ago, but yeah, okay. 15-9, 6-point game, 6 minutes into the second half. Right, UL. They'll take a point, they'll take anything. Has he got his free? He hasn't. And University of Galway, again, are just too good all over the field. But now UL have it with Oisin Walsh, and he goes very direct. Actually goes for his own score, but maybe they're just taking the wrong option sometimes. That was a bit too ambitious.
I suppose when the inside ball isn't really working out for them, they're being forced to take it on from further out, but it's definitely not happening for them at the start of the second half again either.
Feel free to leave a comment there on the live chat if you're watching on Higher Education GAA YouTube. The Electric Ireland Freshers Division 1 final, championship final, not league. With that before Christmas, we streamed that as well. Delighted to be able to bring this to you. This is the fullback, Evan Morgan, drills it down right into the corner. So far into the corner from my angle I can't see, but I can see that is up in the air and going over, and it's Liam Collins. He was nearly over the sideline. His own substitutes around him must have inspired him, because that's a great score.
Yeah, there's been some tremendous scores in this game. I know there's been a lot of flat periods in the game too, but some of the score taken has been very impressive from both sides, and again a brilliant score from Liam Collins.
And that's 7 in it, 7 up now for University of Galway. Everything going extremely well for them, but a long way to go yet. 22, 23 minutes to go. Anything can happen, and this fella Joe Fitzgerald is trying to do something about it. Comes back out to Rin. He had a good first half. He was the main danger. Referee gave advantage, and he's going to bring it back. So a free a little
So
bit
bring
closer.
it back to 6.
Yeah, there's been some really class individual moments, hasn't there? I mean, Rin got a great point in the first half, and Gavin Lee's had a couple of great scores as well. But that last one by Liam Collins was a cracker.
I just think the difference so far, Jerome, outside of handling mistakes. Hold on.
Is he going low? He is going low. Oh, I thought that was going to end up in the net. It's gone out for a 65. I think you just spotted that as I spotted that, and thought the way he was shaping for that might end up in the net. And
you know what?
a bit early to be going for that.
Well,
no?
I don't know. There's 6-7 points in it. I suppose they need a spark from something, and maybe that was the opportunity for him. But I think the bigger difference, as I was saying before, that is our University of Galway's key players have came to the fore. Liam Lean, Liam Collins, Gavin Lee have all played very well. Neary, whereas from UL, it's not, the main guys haven't really stood up yet. Sean Rinn has been very good from, but outside of that, it's been there's been a few guys missing.
That's gone to the right, and they've missed straightforward enough chances as well during the game. But then again, so have University of Galway. Liam Collins missed a few in the first half, but he's more than made up for it.
And that'll kill them now after going for the goal chance and then missing the subsequent 65 is a difficult one to take.
Yeah, so they've got nothing out of all that, and they had a chance to take an easy score, and are they going to punish them even more? He's got that, I think, towards the right of the post, but I think it's over the bar, and it's Charlie Mitchell, isn't it?
He's been super impressive again, and that's he's getting just reward now with a brilliant score.
Yeah, you were saying he's done a lot of the work, but he finished that one off nicely. 2 men chasing him, but they've scored a lot of points over that side, just been chased down. And I remember one in the first half, and a lot of the scores coming in from the right hand side of the left, but that one off the right, and a really nice score. And there's, what is that turning around now, Joe? It should have been maybe down to about 6, and instead it's 8.
Yep, it's a big swing, and it's just it seems to be going away now a little bit from UL, and I think they will probably need a goal, at least one goal, to have any opportunity to get back into this game.
But also psychologically, if they come out the second half, and have they even scored in the second half? I don't think they have, and they've had things like that going against them. They've missed a couple of chances, they've gone for a goal, haven't got it, and they've been punished at the other end. So at this stage maybe they're thinking this isn't our night.
But I suppose maybe credit to University of Galway too. They've come out flying it in the second half again. So
absolutely. 20 on for 13 for University of Galway, by the way.
Sean Gilligan
for Matthew O'Connor. 17 plays 9, nearly double scores. That one goes wide. They're looking to take this one quickly, but just not happening for UL in the second half in particular. Still a long way to go. Now they just flicks that one on overhead, but it's going to go out of play, and it is Galway ball. 41 minutes played.
Yeah, but it's great to have these spectacles and fresher hurling finals streamed and everything, because it's important that and we were only talking about it off air, that the third level game doesn't fall to you know, I suppose, extinction, because it can happen with the way inter-county setup is and that. So it's great to have these facilities.
Yeah, it absolutely is. And as I said at the start, 31 clubs represented in one team. Ooh. He didn't like that.
A light tip of a heavy hurl, that's all it was.
Could hurt your old knuckles, couldn't it? Or is that what you call war wounds in hurling?
These lads have good knuckles.
Yeah. But it's Collins coming out in no particular rush and should take advantage here. From the right, I think he's found his range, hasn't he? He's got a bit of confidence going as well, and there's the sideline.
This is the tricky strike now for a left-handed free taker.
Galway. Look, they're getting a bit excited. They're thinking we might win this for the first time. What did you say, 2005 or so, the last time they won it?
Michael O'Connor is getting his drinking shirt ready. I think he's big party ahead if they win this.
I hear he was up in Abbottstown last night. His ladies team lost. So that's how fortunes can change. The camera right behind this one, and we're right behind it as well. But he has got it perfect. Has he got the distance? Yeah, no problem to it at all. And that's Liam Collins from Capitagal with another score. That's about 5 or 6 for him. And now it is double scores.
Yep. And you know, about 20 minutes to go, including injury time. This is slipping away quickly from UL.
It is. They need to get back into this game. That's why they went for goal a minute ago. But look, it's University of Galway with Michael Malloy again. And he is leading the charge and using his hurl or kicking it. It doesn't matter. He gets it in there. And they might even get through. Here it's that man Collins again. The referee is given advantage. He doesn't need it. He puts it over, and the referee, no, actually, it was a wide, and the referee is going to give him the advantage now, or going to give him the free now after giving the advantage. So it's going to be a free, and that should be a 10-point lead. And this is turning into a one-sided game that we really didn't expect, did we?
No, I would have thought it was going to be very close, but it looks at this moment like UL's goose is cooked. They don't seem to have any answers, and they have tried a lot of different positional changes and made a couple of changes, but it's not working. And University of Galway have been the stronger team for the most part, you have to admit that.
So that's an easy one. I think I'm safe to say that. No bother to Collins from Capitagal. That's another one for him. Chalk that one down, and it is a 10-point lead for University of Galway. And UL making another change. 29 coming on there now for them, and 29. I don't have a 29. Do you have a 29?
Gavin Rosum.
Gavin Rosum or Rosum. Yeah, so he's on for them now, and they are just trying to make as many changes as they can. And I see, no, 17 was already on, wasn't he? Anthony Leyden got him, yeah.
Nine is off.
9 is off. So Dara, or rather Joe Fitzgerald. Yeah, thank you for that. That's one of the mentors telling us what's going on. Thank you. Sorry, I missed what was happening in the play there, but it's another free for Galway.
It's a free in for...
Or free in, is it? Sorry.
Free in to UL, I think.
Well, at least this will get them to double figures, but they just need to get something, don't they?
Or actually, it is a free out.
Is it a free out? Yeah. Yeah, they just can't get anything. I mean, the second half just hasn't happened for them.
No, but you know what? They won't want to just let it peter out like this either. There needs to be a kick in them, and it's important for these younger lads going forward into Fitzgibbon hurling that they have shown a little bit more than what they've shown.
Yeah, UL are not used to this. They've had a lot of things their own way the last 12, 18 months in colleges with some fantastic nights and days and fantastic victories, but tonight it looks like being University of Galway's night, and they've a lot of Galway men, but they've an Offaly man out there as well, and Charlie Mitchell has got a second point in a few minutes, and he is leading the charge from there.
I just seen Michael O'Connor doing his sort of a somersault behind the goal there. I hope he's okay. He got a bit excited when that ball went over, so someone let us know in the comments if he's alright.
I'm sorry I missed that. I hope we got that in the camera. That would be nice. Now, back with the play. UL trying to clear things up, but look at that, they can't just get going anywhere. They just need a break. Even something lucky would do them at this stage. This fella actually got the first score of the game, if you remember, after about 10 seconds, maybe not even. But again, like that looked like he just went into traffic there. And instead it's University of Ulster or University of Galway who have it, and even that, look at the way that has bounced so nicely off the hurl into his arms. Sometimes it just goes for you in games.
Yep.
And that's what's happening at the minute, or maybe it's been happening for quite a while actually. But UL, as you say, could have a spell yet. Now this is good determined play. Can they get something for it? No, again, overturned. And it's a chase down into the corner as the captain Ian McNamara in the white, but he's got his hands full. And it's University of Galway in the darker side of the pitch for me. I'm trying to watch it on the screen here. And the score, by the way, is slightly wrong, but we'll come to that because there might be another one now. It's 20 points to 9, we gather. So we'll correct that for you now on our screen. Not 20 to not 9, 11 points in it. UL trying to get out of defence, and they do. And you know what? There's a lot of grass in front of them here because Galway have committed a lot of players. So what can they do here? This is Sean O'Neill from Blackrock and Limerick. Comes inside to O'Connor, and O'Connor doesn't mess around. He got the first score of the game, and it's just gone to the right. One of them nights.
I think that sums it up really in one instant.
Sorry, it's another change we've just been told there, and it's the number 34 who was on the ball there. That's Sean O'Neill, and he's been replaced. I think he said 10 going on. That's Liam Dennehy from Glenroe. Has he come on? But he didn't start the game wearing number 10, but he's come on now. And did 34 go off there?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what it is. So Sean O'Neill has gone off. It's a lot of changes they have made to try and do something that might work for them, but instead it's Colin Malloy, and they're going for goal, and it is Liam Collins, and what a finish, what a game he has had. And I think that's Michael O'Connor punching the air down there, because this could be a famous night for the University of Galway. It's been 17 long years.
Yeah, it was a tremendous ball across from Malloy, and it was a good strike, and unlucky, I suppose, from the keeper for University of Limerick that he wasn't able to keep it out. But Conor Henry Clark, he tried his best to keep it out, but it's a good goal, and I think that seals it, I'd say, at this moment in time.
So 120 now to 9. It's unbelievable the way they've pulled away so much in the second half, but they've completely dominated here.
And they're on again, and this man is on again.
Yeah, what a game he's had. Considering he missed a couple of frees early on, hasn't affected him, and there's been a lot of wides from both sides, but he has really hit a purple patch in the second half, and you just knew when he got that it was going to end up in the net. And yeah, you're right, the keeper did his best. Lovely ball across too, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a brilliant ball across, but to be fair to Liam Collins, he's not just been standing up taking frees. His all around general play has been very good, and he's got his reward there with a great goal, and he's got another chance to increase his tally here.
So 11 minutes to go, 120, 14-point lead, maybe about to go to 15. It's sort of killed the atmosphere a little bit here because it's so one-sided, but University of Galway won't care one iota about that because UL have dominated over the last number of years at various levels in hurling, and this is UL being well beaten tonight.
And that's 1-9 for Liam Collins this evening, so it's been a very impressive tally so far.
Yeah, it really is. 1-9. He's got the only goal, and he's got the frees, but a few of those were from play, and one special one from down here on the right, Joe, wasn't it?
Yeah, he's had an excellent game. But I think, look at the overall, they've even the guys who haven't maybe stood out in terms of striking a lot of ball for University of Galway have worked really hard, and they've deserved everything they've got so far, to be fair.
Absolutely. Just been the better team all round. Now, where's that one gone?
65.
65 it is, yeah, right over in the corner there, and our camera's swinging over to see the sideline here, and that's because these boys are excited. And there is Michael O'Connor, and yes, he was doing somersaults and punching the air, and it's not even over yet.
No, hopefully he doesn't lose the run of himself. They could be they can be a bit confident to University of Galway sometimes. So
Oh really?
Yeah,
Oh really?
Hopefully he keeps them in check. He's a good man.
He is, yeah. I saw him earlier on. He's Mr. University of Galway, and there was a lad arrived, and you could tell the rapport sometimes with lads with him. They like him. He does a great job here, and it looks like a great night. Now, has he nailed another one? He has.
Sure has. 110 for Liam Collins and 121 for University of Galway. 122 even.
16-point lead. What was it at half time? Was it
4 points? Yeah.
4 at half time. Dismal second half for UL, but a brilliant second half for
UL have only
University.
got a point in the second half, Jerome, which is...
And they had that chance that they went for goal instead, but you can understand maybe why they went for goal, but even if they got a goal now, it wouldn't be enough. Need something incredible, miraculous now. Now there's the guy who came on, the substitute, 29, Rosum, and he puts it down into that corner, and it goes tamely out over the line.
Yeah, it's just been a little bit surprising. As I said, it's all credit to University of Galway, but it's just been a little bit surprising and disappointing from a UL perspective how there's been no kick in them really, and they've had no answers.
Well, they came through, was it 3 games on the way here by a point?
Yeah.
So there's definitely a levelling out there, but they've just met a team tonight who have just been hungrier on the night. Is that fair to say, Joe?
Yeah, and I think their skill set has been better, their work rate has been better, their distribution of ball. So
I've just heard a comment from the side there, and it says, never take your foot off the pedal, even when you're 16 points up. That's the message. But I think they could take it slightly off the pedal, Joe.
Well, I suppose considering these two sides met in the Fitzgibbon final last week, and UL didn't take their foot off the pedal, I suppose it's
all right, so that's what it's about.
sometimes you have to take your pendy when it's given.
Right, so it's not about the threat of the other team getting back into it, it's just putting them to the collar a little bit more and getting everything you can. Something like that. UL though, keeping going as we go into the last 7 minutes or so, trying to get something out of this game. It has been a dismal second half, but Dennehy wearing 10, but he's only just come on the last few minutes. Can he do something? Well, he's been well chased there by Gavin Lee. Chased right into the corner. They've gone over the line. They've nearly ended up going into the Corrib. And that sort of sums the game up a little bit as well, the way the defence has worked for University of Galway. They just haven't let them away with anything, and they've chased them down. And I see Liam Lean is back there as well. He's been everywhere tonight. He's been scoring, and he's been back there, and he's been in midfield. Yeah,
he's been instrumental for them really. He's set the tone in how they were playing and the work rate and that, so he's been excellent.
Now, from the sideline, I'm peering between people here to try and get a view of this. And the decision eventually
65
is another 65, yeah. How are you able to tell that from here?
Sure, look it. It's not my first day at school, Jerome.
I hear you. Big crowd online watching the game. Now, it's not a thriller, but at the same time, I think there'll be a big audience, especially from University of Galway, because it's been so long, just to see them winning this and maybe enjoying finally getting one over in UL.
Well, there's a lot of bars in Galway City I see that are streaming it this evening. So Hughes' bar there in Woodkey has it on, so they're very excited for a Galway victory.
And there's Premier League tonight, so hopefully that's in the small screens and the hurling's on the main screens.
That's it.
Proper order. Now there is That's not Lean, actually. That's Faker and McDonough, isn't it?
Faker
Saw the
McDonough.
4, but it's hard to see over in that far corner. But I thought it was 14, but it's not. It's determined play from UL to get it back. Is it the captain over there? I think it was.
No advantage.
5 minutes to go.
As I said, they'll be disappointed, Jerome, that there's been no big hit put in, you know, or there's been no kind of attempt to curtail University of Galway's movements, and it's been a pretty poor showing from UL.
Yeah, especially in the second half. But University of Galway just stepped up the pace in the second half too, didn't they?
Yeah, they've been excellent.
I'll take contenders now from people watching. If you want to leave a comment there in live chat for player of the match, give us your contenders there, and I'll get Joe to pick it from the ones that you give us. But feel free to tell us who you think played well tonight on either side. That's better from UL. They've turned it over. That's O'Connor. He's done well for them, and he ends up over the line, pushed over the line. Little reaction there. Clash of the ash, which maybe the referee didn't see, but didn't appreciate that, and a shrug of the shoulders and a shake of the head there, and he says, what do we have to do tonight to get a break?
There was a little bit of a petulance there, but I suppose it's hard to keep the head when things are going so badly against you, so we'll let him off on that one.
Yeah, I don't think it matters too much at this point. If it was the Premier League, they'd have an investigation, and VAR would be in and hold up the game for 10 minutes, get on with the game. And that's Collins going for another outrageous one, doesn't quite manage it on this occasion. Referee blowing, is that a sub coming on? I think it is, yeah. So
17, is it?
and that is Eamon Enright coming on for University of Galway for the last few minutes of the game, so he's going to get a run. Who's he coming off? Oh, the big fella's coming off. Number 9, that's Darren Neary from Castlegar. He's done his job tonight and done it well too, hasn't he? You picked him out, Joe, before the game.
He's just, as I said, he's got a brilliant athletic presence, and he's been all over the pitch this evening, so very good performance by him.
Right, this is Dennehy, and he's lost it just when he tried to get someone off the shoulder. It was pinched and it could end up over. Has it? And it has gone over. Well, one team can't do anything right and the other can't do anything wrong.
Yep, brilliant work again. They've really dominated that middle third of the pitch, and it's kind of been the winning and losing of the game, I suppose, from both sides.
And so many good positions for them, and they've just ended up in a score at the other end.
But as I said, it killed UL in some parts of the first half and all the second half. That middle third, they just couldn't get a grasp on it, and with the likes of Liam Lean coming back to pitch for University of Galway, big contribution.
That's O'Connor, who's had a good game for them. He has kept going, and that's good determined play and good skill as well to get the score. Do you know what, Joe? I remember when it was about level in the first half, and I was saying no one's really imposing themselves, and then in about 3 minutes there was 3 scores in a row right through the middle, and that's the area you're picking out as being important. Yeah.
Well, look, that's a given in any game, but it's been particularly important in this game.
Yeah, but they just got a run on them there and got a bit of space, and you were able to just cut them open a wee bit, weren't they?
Just had a bit more mobility around that third, and it's been very impressive.
It certainly has. And is there a goal at the end of it? No, there's not. Last 2 minutes. And they're going to try and pile on the agony. There's a sub who has come in for another one from distance, serious distance, but I think that one's going to the right, and it does indeed. And you know, when they're just rolling on subs that you're definitely well beaten, they're just trying to give everyone a game, and University of Galway trying to get someone on for the last couple of minutes to give him a run and say that he played in the final. But it matters not really at this point. University of Galway win it again back there. What a second half they've had. I think they've won it to 1 or 2 points even, maybe at the very most from UL.
UL have got 2 scores in the second half, that's all.
2 scores, so it was 8 at half time.
Versus 111 UL or University of Galway.
16 points, so 12-point difference in the second half.
Yep.
Wow. How impressed have you been with the University of Galway, considering that you're in maybe a rival college, but also just that, you know, you've seen a lot of games this year. Did you see this coming?
Not particularly, but they've been very impressive, and full credit to them. I would say that the standard, maybe, as we said previously, hasn't been as good as other years, but at the same time it's a very impressive University of Galway team, and it's just been they've been completely dominant, especially in the second half, and they're fully merited their victory.
Well, the stats are that UL have been in the last 6 finals, so they went in as favourites, even though we knew they weren't quite as strong as last year. But they have been taught a lesson here tonight. They've been well beaten, and there's another free, and that could be another score for Collins. And there is a sub, in fact 2 subs going in now for University of Galway. 19 and 21 are going in to get a run in the last minute or two. Shay Fallon, no, 19 is, I don't have 19. I wrote 18, there I wrote 20. That was good. You had 19 there. 21 19 is Paul Cairns.
Yeah, 19 is Marco Dwyer.
Marco Dwyer. Yeah. He's gone on, and 7 is off. That's Cian Daniels. And the other guy, didn't see his number there. Is it 10?
10, yeah.
Yeah, Michael Malloy. So those are changes as we're now in added time. Nobody's helping you out here with contenders for player of the game. So send us 1 or 2 names in there. Who do you think? Who's been the best player tonight in the game? Just leave a message there on the live chat area of the YouTube channel. Another score. 124 plays 10. 17 points in it. Last year was one-sided, but it was UL who won. Now, this is 17 Anthony Layden. Nice little bit of individual play from him, and that is a good score. That's only the third of the half, but that's what they needed. But there was no intensity in the challenges around him there. It was as if Galway sort of switched off just for a second, but it only has been for a second. 62nd minute now. This game petering out, but Galway won't mind at all.
Oh. He's on a yellow as well, I think, previously.
And it's Lean here who's at the end of it, but he's okay. A little bit of frustration. And to be fair, they're not making much of it.
Yeah.
Yellow card.
It's his second one, yeah.
And that's 2 for him. And to be fair, you know, he's one of the only players for them that has really given everything and kept going, and they got a point 3 or 4 minutes ago as well, so it's a bit hard on him.
Yeah, it is, but I suppose the referee seems to be very official in his business, so I suppose he's following the rules, and it was a little slash across the helmet, so
absolutely had to go for that.
But he's battled hard in fairness for UL, and he's
that's what I'm saying.
He's had a good game.
This guy Collins, what did you say? 110, maybe 111,
so
and
maybe
is
113. This is for him now, I think. Yeah.
What a game he's had.
Yep.
And he missed a couple, so he could have had 115.
He won't be too upset about the few.
I don't think so. 125 plays 11. We go into the 63rd minute.
He could nearly call it off now, I think, somehow.
Yeah, if it was the boxing, he probably would. But Lane keeps going. He's certainly a contender for player of the match, as is this fella, the captain, Lee. I think he scored 2, goes for a third, doesn't get it. Puck out is quick. But under it there is Ben Haverty, and I think he's fouled. And indeed, it's a free. Wonder will the keeper try to come out for this? No, he won't. We have a contender for you. Caelan McNamee says Evan Morgan, the fullback. Evan Morgan for University of Galway at number 3. I don't think we've even mentioned him. Is that a good thing?
He's been obviously, if you know, he's kept Keith Smith quiet, which is no mean feat. So
that's true.
I think you're looking at it. Obviously, their backs have been very good. Gavin Lee's been excellent at centre back. Liam Lean has been brilliant. Colin Malloy was excellent inside corner forward, even though he was wearing number 8 in his back. I mentioned Charlie Mitchell from Offaly there, centre forward, got through a pile of work, but I think it's very hard to look past this man striking the ball here now.
Absolutely. What's that, 114?
Liam Collins, 114. I don't think you could look too far beyond him for man of the match. He's been brilliant in open play and from place ball. So
get through, and they've got a free, and it was Rin who drew that as we go almost into the 65th minute. 126 to 11 points.
To be fair to Ronan O'Connor that got sent off there a few minutes ago, and Sean Rinn from Aina Kilmona there that won that free, they've been the two that have kind of kept the good fight going as long as they could. So
they got the score. He has, just drills it over. And they won the league. I know the league doesn't always mean the same as championship, but I did expect a bit more from them tonight. But maybe it's more about University of Galway. The referee is looking like he's going to call a halt, and he does, and it is a victory for the first time in 18 years.
Yep.
2005 for University of Galway in this competition. They are the 2023 Electric Ireland winners of the Freshers A Division 1 final, and there's a happy man, Michael O'Connor. He's got victory tonight for University of Galway, and the lads have done him proud, haven't they, Joe?
Yeah, they've been brilliant. I suppose we had time to comment on it throughout the game because it was a little bit one-sided in the second half, but they've been excellent. They've been outstanding for the whole second half in particular. And yeah, it's disappointing from UL, but you have to give full credit to University of Galway. They deserved every bit of their victory.
Yeah, it became a bit of a procession in the second half. I mean, they were only 4 points up at half time, and I was expecting something from UL in the second half, but they went straight from the throw-in at the start of the second half. University of Galway straight at them and drew a free within 10 seconds, and that sort of set the tone.
And it was that intensity from the likes of Gavin Lee, Liam Lean, Liam Collins. That kind of intensity is what really separated the two teams, and as I said, they were worthy winners and great performances all over the pitch.
And the player of the match here, we've already dealt with that, but no doubt about it,
I think you couldn't look past Liam Collins, to be fair. As I said, there was good performances from maybe 5 or 6 of his colleagues, 1 or 2 okay performances from UL lads as well, but Liam Collins was head and shoulders above everyone in terms of his contribution in place ball and from open play, so a worthy recipient of the award.
Yeah, lovely score from out on the right here in the second half, but to me the key scores were about halfway through the first half. It was level, 4 points each or so, and they just got through and just cut through rather easily 2 or 3 times. Got a couple of great scores, and I remember thinking, oh, hold on, they've just pulled away here, and that's, looking back on it now, was a key moment, wasn't it?
Yeah, there was a kind of a 10 or 12 minute period there where they done a lot of the damage, so yeah, UL, as I say, can have no complaints.
Well, we get a word with Michael O'Connor. You take those headphones off and give us a wee word there, Michael. Don't be shy now. Good man, that's us there. Happy days?
Happy days, yeah.
How do you feel?
Not too bad, sure. I suppose we won it 18 years ago with a lot of lads like Dara Egan, Chip Wexford manager, and John Lee, Roderick White, Finian Coon, all those fellas. We lost the final again in 2013 where John Hanbury held a certain Shane O'Donnell scoreless, and 5 months later Shane O'Donnell took on the hurling world. Today this has stunned us now. We were expecting a massive battle and a 1 point win, but we clicked. We knew the team could win this year, but you don't know till you actually put them in the field, and they've all gelled together very, very quickly. The performance today was unbelievable, but we had hard matches. I mean, UL came up here in the group stages, and they beat us by a point, but
they won 3 or 4 games by a point.
Yes, and we were. I suppose our scoring average has been good all year, but today was something special. I suppose. But the UCC match last week was a brilliant game, a 3-point win. We were 3 points down. We won the second half. We seem to be a second half team in most games, except when we might concede a couple of goals. But it's a brilliant performance for us. We don't win an awful lot, even though we're still one of the stronger colleges. We had a misfortune to lose 2 Fitzgibbon finals in a row. Lost an intermediate final, a junior final last year. So sometimes the luck goes your way, and we've a lot of great players. A lot of great clubs are coming into us here, and a lot of great counties. And we've got one Clareman. We need one Clareman in every team, I suppose. An Offaly man and 13 Galway lads.
Well, the Offaly guy did really well, didn't
Charlie
he?
Mitchell delivered big time. He's a great young fella from Kilcormac. We heard of him last year. We decided we'd take a punt on him. We offered him a scholarship. He's a great young fella, and he's showing well for Johnny Kelly with Offaly seniors, and hopefully he'll go on like a lot more fellas. But between GMIT and ourselves, or HUG, whatever we call ourselves nowadays, there's great hurlers in the 2 colleges in the city. So from a Clareman, it hurts myself, maybe it hurts Joe as well to see Galway lads going away. But look, it's great. It's great to you win something every couple of years. Like we've only won 3 freshers in 40 years, so you can't say that's enough. That's a great return. It's not a great return, but when you win one every generation, you take it.
And you surprised yourselves. That's what you're saying. You didn't even see this coming tonight. Not the victory, but the extent of the victory.
The performance was superb, and every one of them clicked from the front. I suppose in fairness to UL, they were very unfortunate the first half. They had 4 or 5 bad wides, and that set the tone for them. But the Kims, they threatened us there in the second half, but all this just clicked. And I think when the goal went in, it really put ice in the cake. We were always confident. Like, we couldn't believe it. It was the most anticlimactic final I was ever played in.
But you had wides in the first half too, and Liam Collins in fact put over a couple. One very early on, you're thinking a free taker misses a few, but the way he recovered and he ended up, I think, 115.
He's a special talent, no more so than so many of us. Like, I mean, I think this year the under 20 hurling championship is going to be very much based. I think Clare are going to have a big factor in the championship. Galway are super, and Limerick and Tipperary. It's going to be a brilliant championship. But the fresher, and I've always said it, and Joe's involved as well, a good fresher championship is as good as a county 20, if not even stronger, because these fellas now are playing county senior as well. Gavin Lee, Liam Collins, as Limerick lads playing, Ian McNamara, John Keneally, fellas like Sean Rinn did a super job in the first half. He's a 90 kilo man. He got 4 or 5 great points. If he was on our side, you'd be lauding him as man of the match. But he was as good as anyone on the field.
Would you agree with Liam Collins for player of the match?
I don't mind who won once we won.
Well, at one point, Joe thought you were doing somersaults down there, and you were punching the air after the goal as well. So you really enjoyed that.
I did, of course. You'll see. You don't win much, so you take what comes.
Yeah, and it's been a while, as you say, and UL have done well the last couple of years. It's their 6th final.
6th
in
final.
a row.
And the 3-1, I think.
So what have you done in the college, or is there something you've done, or is it what happens there?
We just clicked. The floodlights coming in here has made an awful difference for us, and I suppose you just get lucky. The Galway underage structure is very, very strong, County Galway, and they're delivering great players into it. And when you need a mix of other players to come strong.
And what does the floodlights do? It obviously helps you play.
It allows us to work at night. And it allows you to wins coin tosses for games at night as well. I suppose it's a great help as well. So.
Yeah, and you have a great pitch here. It was a great venue tonight for this. It was terrific. It's
sure,
a great setting.
We've played nearly 100 games here this year. No one believes it.
100 since when? Since September?
Middle of October, 100 games here.
Wow, it doesn't look like it.
No, it doesn't. You can rest now. It's like a good racehorse. After Cheltenham, we put him out to grass.
You can rest too after all this too. And you were up in Dublin last night with the ladies as well, and they get beat, so you're all over the place too. But it's nice to get a reward like this.
Absolutely, it is indeed. So we might win again in my lifetime, so we take what we can get.
Absolutely. All right, well, they're coming over for the presentation, so we'll let you go, Michael O'Connor. Thanks very, very much for that. We'll give those headphones back to Joe, because he wants to go into those celebrations and enjoy those, and why not indeed. I'm just checking the messages on YouTube on the live chat there, and big crowd still hanging on. Well, maybe not quite as much as we're watching the game, so I take it it's all the Galway people. And Mike Hyland, the chairperson for Higher Education Colleges, is just checking about the presentation. So he's taking the cup into the middle, and he has the Player of the Match award. Now, we didn't give him Player of the Match.
I told him.
Oh, you told him? All right, okay. I was wondering, was he going to go with the same? But as Michael was saying, I mean, there's no doubt about that tonight. Not one of those ones where somebody else might get it. I don't think there's any doubt at all. And the goal was just the icing on the cake for him. Great performance by him. So 2023 Electric Ireland Freshers Division 1 final, and there is the captain coming over. That's Gavin Lee from Clarenbridge, and Michael O'Connor delighted. And we'll go ahead with the speech here. I don't know if we'll pick up too much of this, but I'll stop talking. Photographs being taken, and Liam Collins there with Mike Hyland. He goes back with his trophy, and here's the main trophy. It's been 18 long years. He's thanking the sponsors. I'm not sure if you can hear it, but that's what he's saying. He's thanking me. No, thank you. He's thanking Kieran and Tig in Croke Park.
I'd like to present the pressure cup to the University of Galway captain Gavin Lee.
That's Gavin Lee from Clarenbridge. He raises the cup, and he'll give a few words. Hopefully we can hear what he's saying. I'll go a bit closer here.
Secondly, all the supporters that came out really adds to the atmosphere of the game, kind of makes it a bigger occasion, like makes it kind of feel like a bigger occasion, than you know it is really. So, thanks to management all year. I know it's tough getting lads playing when they're gone with all different teams throughout mightn't even have a team at all. So fair play to them. Caelan, Dane, Ty, Dahi, and Michael O'Connor for organising everything. And lastly to UL, you've won it all really over the last few years. You even beat us twice earlier on this year. So I'm sure we'll meet you again if it's given. And hard up today. So 3 cheers for them.
So that's it. Great night for University of Galway at the University of Galway at the Dangan grounds here. It's a classic colleges venue, as I said at the start, by the banks of the River Corrib, and they have got the cup for the first time in 18 years. So it's a great scene for them. It's good to be from the home college here, and Michael O'Connor and everyone else now. The parents paparazzi, as I call them, Joe, coming around now to take all the photographs, and they've all got their phones out and they want to record the moment. And as Michael O'Connor says, you may as well, because it doesn't happen that often. So we'll stay on for a minute to get these shots here of the players and family members and college members, and special night for them. And there was a special drive with them just to finish, Joe, with that point for me tonight, that he just had that bit of hunger, and it was like, okay, we haven't done it for a long time. UL have been kings the last couple of years. We owe them one, and he just had that drive as well as a lot of skill.
Yeah, absolutely. They had a lot of skill. They looked they were the better team for the most part of the game, and they were fully deserved of their win. And it's great, as Michael said, these times don't come around that often, so it's important that they're celebrated and enjoyed, and these boys deserve it. And hopefully, all these from both sides can go on to make the step up into Fitzgibbon, and that it can be a really strong competition.
Is that Joe Connolly?
Yeah.
In there with the captain? It is indeed, getting a photograph taken, and that's Gavin Lee from Clarenbridge. That's a nice connection, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, of course, Darren Neary from Castlegar would be a club mate, so I suppose there's the
Connollys. Yeah.
So that's probably.
Yeah, I remember Castlegar winning the Camogie a number of years ago, and Joe's daughter was a fabulous player for them. So they won an All Ireland.
The Connollys are great GAA family, and they still keep it going even to this day.
He's a great University of Galway man too, isn't he?
Yeah, well, we won't hold that against him, but he's a great GAA man anyway.
And I think we'll leave it there. And there was Mike giving such nice compliments towards you.
I know, Mike's a good man. You have to be pleased for them to win it, in terms of you will have won their fair share, and it's nice to see someone different win it.
Absolutely, and it is someone different after 18 years. So well done to University of Galway. They have won 126-12, more than we expected, more than you expected, more than Mike expected, more than University of Galway expected. It's been their night. Congratulations to them. I hope you enjoyed the live stream coverage from us all in Dangan. It's goodbye.